everyone. We are working on this embroidery tonight. Thanks so much for joining me here. My name is Alyssa Thomas, if you haven't been here before, and I'm here every weeknight at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, and it's a time that we can relax and craft together. So, all right, we're working on the embroidery of the month tonight. Here is the finished embroidery, and we left off with the sun, so we're going to keep doing that tonight. So, all right, let's get going, everyone. All right, I'm going to scooch everyone in here. You might see up in the corner here, I did find the George and Martha book. So this is the whole compilation of all the George and Martha books, but I loved these growing up. George and Martha, the complete stories of two best friends. There we go, there's George and Martha. Let me know if anyone else has seen these before. We talked about this a little bit last night. And I just think it's so fun. So, I thought we could read one. Martha and George, Kimberly is saying. So, all right, we are going to do some crafting, but we will do our embroidery tonight too. I know we're being silly, a little silly tonight, but here we go. This is George and Martha. Oh, I'm getting ahead here. All right, this is 5 stories about 2 great friends. This is story number 1, split pea soup. Oh, I can't turn pages. All right, here's the picture. Martha was very fond of making split pea soup. Sometimes she made it all day long, pots and pots of split pea soup. Kimberly says, yes, read, what a hoot. I just think it's so funny. Oh my gosh, you guys, I cannot turn pages. Here we go. If there was one thing George was not fond of, it was split pea soup. As a matter of fact, George hated split pea soup more than anything else in the world. But it was so hard to tell Martha. Oh, JW says, I remember this book from my childhood. You forgot about split pea soup one. Oh man, no one knew about this book last night, and this was my favorite growing up, George and Martha. Oh my God, I literally can't turn pages. One day, after George had eaten 10 bowls of Martha's soup, he said to himself, I just can't stand another bowl, not even another spoonful. So while Martha was out in the kitchen, George carefully poured the rest of his soup into his loafers under the table. Now she will think I have eaten it, but Martha was watching from the kitchen. How do you expect to walk home with your loafers full of split pea soup? She asked George. Oh dear, said George, you saw me. And why didn't you tell me that you hate my split pea soup? I didn't want to hurt your feelings, said George. That's silly, said Martha. Friends should always tell each other the truth. As a matter of fact, I don't like split pea soup very much myself. I only like to make it. From now on, you'll never have to eat that awful soup again. What a relief, said George, George sighed. Would you like some chocolate chip cookies instead, asked Martha. Oh, that would be lovely, said George. Then you shall have 'em, said his friend. So there you go. That is one of the stories of 5 friends, or of the one of the 5 stories of 2 friends, George and Martha. So tomorrow night we'll have to read story number 2, The Flying Machine. So there we go. That is George and Martha for you. They are hippos, and I love them. This is from, oh, look at this. I never even saw this before. So we got a little George and Martha. There we go on the cover there. I didn't realize that was hidden underneath the dust jacket. So cute. I love them. And so it was just literally, you'd get going to the library. We talked about this going to the library. You'd get a book, and this would be the cover, and then it would be like 5 stories about 2 great friends, and so there'd be a bunch of books that were just like the 5 stories, and they were just as short as that. So sweet. Anyway, that's my show and tell for today. Deborah says, never had seen those before. You're the Dick and Jane books. Yep. Yeah, so I just love George and Martha. Oh, Catherine says, thanks. Alyssa makes me smile. Paula says, yay for chocolate chip cookies. Yes. Rianne says, George and Martha Washington. And I was saying last night that literally never occurred to me. That it was George and Martha Washington, like freaking duh, right? But in my head, it's just George and Martha, the 2 little hippos who are best friends. Anyway, let's get some floss here. We left off with the little sunshine last night. You guys, I'm having a freaking day. I don't know if you saw my TikTok from earlier today, but it's melting like crazy outside, and it's supposed to be like in the 50s tomorrow, which is so nuts. We haven't had even close to the 50s, but we have like layers of ice and snow that are melting, and we had a whole pile of, not a whole pile, I mean it could be freaking way worse, but we had water come into the basement from the melting snow and ice. Oh my gosh, I'm still like tired from it. So we spent the whole afternoon kind of dealing with catching all the water coming in through the walls in the basement to this afternoon. Like all of a sudden I went downstairs and there was a huge puddle of water, and I'm like, oh my gosh! So John went out to clear the ice, since it was warm enough now that the ice was melting, clear the ice away from, it's basically right near our, where the chimney is connected to like the driveway. There's a little hole there, and we have to caulk it up in the spring, or in the like summer, and I don't think we did it this year. So now it's all melting, and you can actually see like through the teeniest tiny hole, like water just like coming out of there, and just even the littlest bit of water just freaking goes when it's constant, right? So, oh my god, you can probably hear my dryer going now, but we used like every towel in the house, and so now I think we have it under control. John cleared all the ice and snow away, so I think we're good now. But that was exhausting, so I was babysitting the water and trying to catch it before it, because it would soak up the entire towel, and then it would start, coming out of the towel as if the towel wasn't there anymore, so I had to keep kind of catching it. So we had the dryer, and now I think our dryer is messed up too. It was an afternoon. So, and I feel like I'm still like kind of worked up, like I got adrenaline from it still. So it'll be nice to just, maybe this will calm me down a little bit doing this embroidery. Oh, Shirley says, I started and finished this kit last night, stayed up until I finished it. That's awesome. I couldn't stop. Oh, that's so awesome. Do you have a dehumidifier? We do, but it's going to dry up out of the air like super quick because it's super dry. The dehumidifier, it's like, it was full on running water. Like it wasn't just like wetness that could be dehumidified away. And we do have a dehumidifier. Actually, do we have that running? Yeah, it's on. We have that plugged in and running down there. Oh gosh, I'm like panting still. But anyway, it was actual like a hole in the wall, like literally like this big, like nothing, in the cinder block. We need to just get like drain tile or redo our basement or some freaking dumb thing, or redo our driveway. I don't know. It's all gonna be like freaking $25,000, I'm sure, to redo any of that stuff. So we'll start with the caulk again, but it needs to get warm enough for that. But yeah, so it's like a literal hole, but when all the ice and water is going into that hole, it's constantly running. And even a hole this big with constantly running water in there is gonna like be putting water everywhere. And, I mean, that happened to us a couple of years ago, and it happened all over the city. Everyone, I mean, we were lucky. We had a lot of water in the basement from it, but everyone else's roofs were caving in or like, leaking and all that. That was when everyone had about 3 feet of snow, about 2 feet or 2 inches of ice. It was crazy. And then it poured rain all day long. This was like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, maybe. Gosh, maybe it's even longer than that. But all over the city, every single person's basement was full of water, and other people's bathrooms ceilings were leaking and stuff too. Luckily we didn't have that, but oh my gosh, it was just the perfect conditions for horribleness, right? So it's a little bit of that now. Like, all of a sudden it's warm and we still have like a foot of snow, so all that's straight melting. And then we just have this one part of our driveway. I mean, our whole driveway really should be redone, but a little part of the driveway that kind of angles to the house, and then it's just the caulk not being great there. It's small little fixes, but it's really, I mean, to like, deal with it, but it's really a bigger problem. So we regraded our house last year or 2 years ago, and that's really, really, really helped. All the other angles, except for our driveway, is basically connected to the side of the house. So that's the problem, but not fun. So that would be an option, Kathy. Kathy is saying, what about installing a sump pump in the basement? So we could do that. The deal with that, though, is it would just be such a big job. We'd have to empty the entire basement first, and then they'd have to like jackhammer out. I think it's like a good 6 inches or whatever from the wall. So we'd have to jackhammer the whole entire thing downstairs and then get that all in there. So that's definitely an option. We're going to have to look into that, but we're still going to have to deal with the driveway because it's kind of sunk a little bit, so it's kind of aiming towards the house. So that's no good too. It's like 4 different problems that, each would help, but none are like a real solution, an ultimate solution. But since it happened that first time a couple of years ago, we do have everything off the ground now. We have everything on like rolling shelves and stuff, so pretty much everything is off the ground. But it's still not good. So this evening we are cleaning towels. So we have towels for the shower. And I had to move a bunch of stuff down there, and I'll be kind of moving it back. So this is a good break for me right now. But I might have to read another George and Martha. Yeah, Gretchen says, good, you just want to prevent mold and mildew. Yeah, so we do have a box fan, so we'll probably put that down there tonight, but it's so dry here still, even with everything melting, and it's pretty dry just in this house in general that I think that it's just going to dry up pretty quick, even in the basement there. But yeah, I think we'll probably still stick the box fan down there tonight. But what a pain, right? You got your to-do list for the day, and you're all like pumped for the day, and then you just have to do something else for the day. But like I said, could be way, 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 way worse. This was a minor inconvenience that's just gonna be like a minor annoying problem compared to, everyone's healthy and fine and whatever, all that stuff too. But like, dang, people, just annoying. Like I said, I'm still like, I feel like I got charges in my bloodstream still from just dinking around with it. Catherine's asking if we're still going to our folks. Well, that was a big question today a little bit. But I think we're fine now. John cleared the ice and snow away from where we know there's like a hole. And we can't do anything about it. Like, we can't put caulk down or anything yet because it's too cold, I think, for all that. But I think we're cleared. Like, it's definitely not running water anymore. There's nothing coming in anymore. So I think we still are good. But yeah, but that was a question mark for today. But yes, we're still gonna go. Oh, Kimberly's saying, well, your nails still look terrific. These are redone nails. I had to redo them today. So that left me, like, dealing with all those towels and the water and everything, it left me with a broken nail. And all of them were super duper chipped. So I had to spend, another 45 minutes dinking around with redoing my nails today, too, because of all of it. And I was bummed because I was figuring, I could get another day out of these nails. But yep. They look good because I literally just got done with them about 20 minutes or so ago. And that's what's annoying. Like, it would be so cool to just not, like we were talking about last night, not have to deal with the nails, have them good to go for a couple weeks with, like, that dip powder or whatever. So I'm really excited about ordering that still. Maybe I'll order that actually maybe I'll order that tonight. Maybe. I'm worried about it coming here when I'm gone. So I'll probably order it on like Saturday or something. Or Friday maybe. And then maybe it'll be here next week sometime. But yep, they're redone. So they look like almost as nice as before, but it's not magic. I had to redo them. And I'm annoyed too because they've been doing so well with that new like base coat that I put on, but so this is the first like nail break since then, but it's just because I was like full on like deep into soaking wet towels today and like wringing out towels. So that's the problem. Hello, all the adventure. Ugh. But yeah, I feel like I'm like pumped with adrenaline still, which is annoying. Oh, I guess I didn't really need to finish that. Well, yeah, we had basically none left. Because this is that color too, the circle, and then the face is that color, the orange too. But we were basically out, so it's kind of nice to start. We're gonna do chain stitch for this circle, and it's gonna be nice to start with a fresh piece of floss anyway. So let's do that. So we talked about maybe doing the reverse chain stitch here, so I think we'll give that a go. So this is a great alternative to the chain stitch. We can kind of start anywhere on this circle, so I'm just gonna pick one of these arrays, and we'll weave in the end there. The reverse chain stitch is nice because you don't have to deal with like the big kind of loopy mess that can happen when you do a normal chain stitch. Oh, Christine says this pattern is so cute. Oh, thanks so much. I am loving stitching it so far. This is our embroidery of the month for this month. All right, so I ended up here. Okay, right there. So I'm going to pop up. Oops, drop my needle. I'm going to do our first stitch here. So this is the reverse chain stitch. So we're basically doing it backwards. So usually when you do a chain stitch, you end with a little anchor stitch to hold down your loop. We're actually going to start with that anchor stitch. And it kind of doesn't really matter what direction we go in. Let's make it right here. So I'm going to make like a teeny tiny stitch right here, like an itty bitty stitch. So this is going to be our like anchor stitch. I got a little knot in here. There we go. So just a little baby stitch, and then I'm going to come up for our chain stitch like 1/8 of an inch away or so. For the first one, I'm going to go through that tiny anchor stitch, so I can even lift it up a little bit if I need to. There we go. Get that anchor stitch tight in there. And then I'm going to go back into our hole here. So that's basically our first stitch for the reverse chain stitch. We made that tiny, tiny anchor stitch. Then we came up a stitch length away, went through the anchor stitch on the surface of the fabric here, and then went back in the hole. Everything after this point is going to be the same. So I'm going to go a stitch length away again. And now I'm actually going to go, I'm going to like swoop underneath these stitches. I'm not going to the back of the fabric. I'm just swooping under these stitches. And then I'm going to go back in our hole here. And that will be our second little chain stitch. And I'm not even going to pull it super tight because I want to leave that kind of loose looking teardrop shape. So I'm going to leave it a hair loose here. And then we're going to just keep going like that. Going a stitch length away again there. Swooping underneath. And going back in the hole there. So this is the reverse chain stitch. And the nice thing about this is that I can just do this swooping motion. I don't have to, usually with the chain stitch, you have to kind of like make a loop and then like come up in that loop and catch that loop. But here we don't have to do that, which is kind of nice. It makes it way more relaxing, I think. Whoosh. The reverse, Kimberly says the reverse chain stitch just gave me the chills. Oh, it's a freaky little stitch, I think. Oh, funny. I like it. I feel like it gives me less to think about. It's just a bit easier. And you can go from either side. So now I'm coming on this side. It doesn't really matter. Whatever feels right. My thread is really twisty right now. Actually, certain stitches can kind of twist your thread more than others. So now that I'm kind of going the other direction, I wonder if it'll work its way out and then start getting twisted up again, and then I'll have to go the other direction maybe. Not sure. But this is a nice alternative to the just the normal chain stitch, I think. Ugh, I feel like I'm just like starting to feel the relaxing little craft time from dinking around with everything today. Ugh, I just had to move tables around a little bit and stuff too, so just to make sure that water wasn't going to get them. Just annoying. Is that the daisy chain? Christine is asking. I think it's I mean, I'll have to look up a daisy chain in embroidery. I'm not positive. This could maybe be called that too, but this is, in my brain, this is a reverse chain stitch. So if you look up reverse chain stitch, this would pop up. Kimberly asked, to untangle, do you ever stop unstitching just to let your needle unwind, just kind of like this? I do. I don't find that it gets so twisty that makes a huge difference, but if it gets super duper twisty, then yes, I totally just let it dangle a little bit. And like I said, it really happens with certain stitches because you're going in the same direction over and over again, so sometimes you're like twisting it more and more as you go a little bit. I think there was a certain stitch that always happened to me. Maybe the stem stitch? I'm not quite sure. I do so much back stitch though, and that seems to keep it pretty okay. Oh, Cheryl says, your sweater looks so comfy. I can't believe you transformed it. Oh my gosh, I've had to wear this every day because it's been so chilly. I do a lot of stuff in the basement every day. That's how I was able to catch that water, thank goodness. But it's chillier in the basement for sure. So I feel like I put all my layers on, and I'm like, oh, this is all cute. I got all my cute stuff on. But then towards the middle of the day, I'm like, yeah, I've got to put the sweater back on. I'm freezing. So I got my zillion layers on. It is super duper comfy though. It saves me from the chill of winter, that's for sure. Ugh, but it was so beautiful today. I mean, that's why all the snow's melting, and I think it's supposed to be super nice tomorrow. I mean, we'll be on the road, but that's a bummer. But anyway, hopefully soon I won't need to wear it around the house, or I can wear it outside without having to put on a coat. That would be cool. I was outside for a little bit with just when we were looking at the water, like where it was coming in and stuff. So then I just had a sweater, just what I'm wearing now, just this sweater, and that felt normal. So I'm like, oh, spring, it's almost here. But yeah, definitely comfy. Oh, Christine, I'm sorry to hear that. I know, that's why I like having, Christine says, life has been so crazy, I haven't had as much time to craft. And that's why I'm just like, relish my time here with you guys, because this is like, my like, time to craft during the day. Sometimes after this, I'll knit on that snake a little bit and just chill and watch a little TV and knit the snake. But other than that, this is my time to craft is with you guys here. Oh, Marcia says joining late. I think I get it, but it's going to need a little rewatch, or need a rewatch for the reverse chain. Yeah, definitely watch how we did the first stitch, because you're making that anchor stitch first and then kind of going through it. But after that, it's easy. I'm kind of swooping underneath the previous stitch and then going back in. It's very literally we're going backwards basically compared to the normal chain stitch. Oh, I think we're going to have just enough floss again here, or I'm going to be like a stitch short, which would be super annoying. But I think I'm going to have just enough floss. Dang, we're getting good at thread chicken, I think. All right, I think I need 2 more. Oh, shoot. I always do that at this length. Like literally when I get like 6 inches left here, I always pull it off the needle. That's annoying. There we go. I don't know why I do that. All right, and then for this last stitch, I'm just gonna come up in the, like, in that last arc, or the first loop, basically. There we go. And this last stitch is going to actually kind of cover up. It's going to hide that anchor stitch. So it should just look continuous. And there we go. Like, I don't think you'd ever be able to tell that that's where we started or stopped. Because that anchor stitch where we started is like hiding underneath there. So there we go. I think that looks great. And like I said, we played thread chicken pretty well there. Theoretically, we could jump up and do the face and stuff, but I think we'll weave in. We're gonna need definitely more than this to finish the face. So let's just start fresh. We're gonna have to start a new one anyway. Then we can get in all one pass. I think there's more of this color throughout the. Yeah, there's more of this color for sure. So we'll need more of this floss anyway. So I think we have to cut a whole new piece unless any of it's stuck to me. Nope, I think we need a whole new piece. Did we use 2 of these pieces already today? That seems like a lot. And was that 2 or 3 times? I can't remember. Ugh. Definitely still adrenaline. Oh, Robin says, I love your nails. Mine are a mess from planting seeds. We were just talking about about my nails, they are fresh. I did have to redo them today. It looks like how it looks the past few days, and it was like, ooh, the nails still look good after 2 days, but nope, these are completely, I had to redo them today. So let's see, I did it Saturday night, I think. So I'm barely even counting Saturday as a day. So all of Sunday and all of Monday, and they're already looking questionable on Monday yesterday. And then today, just because I had to deal with all that basement water stuff, I broke a nail, so this guy's gone, and chipped the heck out of the rest of them, so it had to be done. So literally like 2 to 3 days. If I'm really pushing it, I can get 4 days, but only because I have that new like primer that seems to, it gave me like a day and a half longer. Oh, but man, if I do anything out of the ordinary though, then they're just dead. So I'm looking forward to trying out one of those other procedures. But yep, this is new nails for the day, for the evening here. All right, let's get our 3 strands again. 1, 2, zoop. Need a sound effect. All right. 3. All right, what are we doing here? Okay, we got the face yet, so that's all backstitch. I think we'll just come up on the side here and jump over. Let's see, and kind of like do part of the nose and maybe do the face, and then like jump up and do the rest of the nose maybe, and then the eye, and then come back and weave on that side and weave it in. What primer do I use? So I just started using, and it's worked, like it literally, I usually, I'll go grab it, but like usually before I started using that, I would just put like the nail polish on, and I'd have to do like 2 to 3 coats, and then I'd put like the Séché Vite quick dry on top. So that was my old routine, and after like 2 days for sure, they were starting to chip or like deteriorate almost, like you could see the cracks and stuff in them. And I'd always have my nails chip, so they would never get like this is the longest my nails have been, like for sure. But then I started using the primer. It says it's a gel primer, but someone on TikTok said that you could do it without. So I've been using that, and since then I feel like, except for today, my nails hadn't broken, like they felt stronger, and my nails lasted like up to 4 days, which like I said is like almost like that's like a double, like it doubled the length of it, the length of time that I could have it on, so that was great. But still doesn't seem like as much as everything else, but let me go grab it quick. Yeah, so it's just this it's called Jealous Advanced Nail Gel. So it's like a base coat for gel, I think, but like I said, it was mentioned that you could actually wear it under normal, like whatever normal nail polishes or whatever. So I've been using that. So I do a layer of this and let it dry. It dries pretty quick, and then a layer of nail polish, and then I do another layer of this once the nail polish is dry, and then another layer of nail polish, and then the Séché Vite quick dry. So that's what I've been using. It's actually really hard to find, so I think so I had to get like a 3-pack of them to get it, but I think it's because that I think it's been going around on TikTok, and I think that's why it's unavailable. But anyway, so I do like it. Like I said, it's doubled or pretty much almost doubled the amount of time I can have my normal nail polish on. But if it's for real that these other methods, like the dip, the at-home like dip nail polish, and that at-home like gel nail polish, if it's true that both of those like last like at least 2 weeks, like 2 to 3 weeks, then I'm giving it a test. Because if that's the case, then that's, my doubling my 2 days to 4 days tops. you know, if I can get that to like 2 to 3 weeks, I mean, that would be a little little mini miracle, I suppose. A bit of an upgrade. So I think it's worth a try. And then I figure I can still do this because, you know, if those other ways of doing nail polish, if they kind of, you know, they might damage nails, or like maybe it's, or I don't know, maybe it ends up being no good, I can always go back to this. So I could do the like new type of nail polish, have it on for like the 3 weeks, then take it off, and then maybe do like a week or so of this nail polish again, just to let it chill, and then like do the real, or the like long-term polish again. I don't know. Question: can I use regular embroidery machine thread for this? So Jen, this is so machine embroidery uses a completely different thread. Machine embroidery uses basically like a thin sewing thread. So this is what you want to look for. It's called 6-strand embroidery floss, or stranded embroidery floss. If you like Google either of those, this is ours. We actually manufacture it ourselves, and what it consists of is 6 strands. So that's why it's called 6-strand embroidery floss. So it has, like, if you hit the ends, you'll see that it's actually made up of 6 strands, and they're really easy to pull apart. And the reason for that is so you can stitch with like the full thickness of it, or if you want a thinner piece of thread, you can pull some threads out and do it and stitch with less amount of threads, and that'll give you different thicknesses. So I'm stitching with 3 strands out of the 6 right now. So it's different than machine thread for sure. And I think even for machine embroidery thread, like where the machine's doing all the stitching for you, I think that's actually even thinner oftentimes than normal sewing thread. Like, it's really, really fine. So it is different. But this is, you know, what you might find for cross-stitch kits or any of that too. So definitely a bit different. Oh yeah, no problem, Jen. But yeah, so stranded thread. I mean, if you go to a place, if you say 6, like, you know, at Joann's or something, if you say embroidery floss, or like hand embroidery thread, or 6-strand embroidery floss, they'll know where to bring you. Theoretically, you could embroider with, you could hand embroider with sewing thread or machine embroidery thread. It would just, your stitches would be super duper tiny because it would be a really, really thin sewing thread instead. Or not so much tiny, but really, really thin. That'd be pretty unusual to embroider by hand with that thread. All right, here's our last stitch of the orange. So we'll get going on the red next. Let's weave in the end here. It's looking pretty cute on the back still. So I like weaving in my stitches instead of tying a knot. Again, just because then I don't have knots all over the back, which my thread can accidentally get stuck on sometimes, and I do not like that. So I weave it in back and forth 3 times, back and forth through the backs of stitches. All right, I got a good amount of length here left, so I'll use that later. Alyssa says, where do I live? I am in Minneapolis, the Minneapolis area in Minnesota. So all of our snow is starting to melt. I think it's supposed to be like 59 tomorrow, which is like 20 degrees warmer than it's been, which is, it just sounds amazing. I mean, I'll be in the car all day, which is a bummer, but maybe it'll be nice by my parents' house too. All right, we're moving on to those lines there, and they are the red kind of running stitch. So let's get, ooh, we don't have any red yet. Let's open that up. And find an end here. Get my like 24 inches or so. All right, let's get our 3 strands. There we are. Oh man, it's so annoying when your day gets all thrown. Like I said, it's like minor. All that didn't happen is, I gotta do the bills yet and the pack still and all that stupid stuff, so that'll just happen tomorrow. But, ugh. I think we'll be good. I don't think any more water will come into the basement, so I'm glad it just happened while we were home still and not when we're gone. Oh, you bought a needle minder and the needle and the magnet snapped. Oh, that's a bummer. Yeah, Christine, we're out of them right now, but we're definitely ordering more, so we should have more popping up on the site soon. Our little needle minders. We'll get a couple more made too. All right, let's just weave in the end here. Just kind of pick a spot again. Okay, so I weave in the ends to get going too. So 1, 2, 3. What side am I on? Over here. Okay, so let's, we'll start right here, I guess. So this is the running stitch again. So I think the typical way to do a running stitch is to go in and out, use the sewing method. So go in and out and in and out all in the same motion, which works great for the running stitch. So I'm going to just, this next bit, I'll just come up over here. There we are. So I can only go like in and out, like the sewing method where I go in and out at the same time, from like right to left. So when I do the sewing method, I do rotate my piece quite a bit. So in and out, in and out, in and out, and I think I got a teeny little bit here, so we'll go out again there. But it's so nice to be able to do all those stitches at once. And then I'll go to the final little stitch, little baby stitch there. If you don't do that one's fine. Then our last little bit. It does help to have your fabric a little looser in the hoop when you do this too. All right, I'm coming around to the back. I think it's maybe easier to, oh shoot. I think it's easier to come up and then do this back, like coming in the back with one extra stitch, but I don't know, we'll do that a little differently next time. So I'm gonna just kind of jump back over here because I don't want to like jump across. I mean, I could, I suppose it wouldn't really matter, but instead I'm just gonna travel in the back of these stitches until I get to like the next area. Then you won't see like a big leap from there to there. Although I messed all this up, I think. Okay. In and out, in and out. There we go. We'll head over here. Okay, and again, we'll come out right at that, where that last little stitch is. Kind of tuck it underneath a little bit, and then I think I'm going to come up right here right away. The nice thing about the sewing method, where you go in and out in the same motion, is that you can kind of stay on the front of your piece, so you won't be getting like knots on the back and stuff. All right, this last stitch though, I'm gonna go to the back. There we go, and let's kind of travel to the next little area. I'm just gonna kind of grab this stitch. Head over here. I like these though. Little extra rays coming out of here. Ooh, let's wait for that one. Actually, I can go like down to up too. I can go right to left and down to up when I do the sewing method, but left to right is no good. And top to bottom, I'm not great at either. I suppose I should just practice, huh? I don't do this method very often. It's so much faster, I don't know why I don't do it more often. Back. Over to the next area. I think we'll need more floss before we're done with these. We'll see. I'm actually pretty annoyed that I had to redo my nails. I was so thinking, oh, I'm gonna just get another day out of this, but nope. Annoying. So maybe that place will ship really quickly. That'd be great. And we can give it a go next week. We'll see. I'll have to do my test of it live. I've never done... I'm going to get that dip powder stuff, and I've never done anything other than just the plain old nail polish before. So all these other processes, like gel nails and the dip nails, is all like a mystery and how that all works and stuff. So I'll have to do like a live box opening and then, oh shoot, box opening and then doing the nails for the first time. Then you guys can give me your tips too as we go. That'd be nice. I guess we're only like halfway around this guy. We'll definitely need more floss. Getting there though. So tomorrow we'll probably focus on, I think, that little alien or something else. I don't know. We got the rocket ship and the planet to do yet too, but we kind of got like our little alien as like the last like kind of main thing, I think. There's the buzzer for our towels. I think we have one more load of towels to go through from collecting all the water in the basement. Oh, thanks, Marcia. Marcia says that sun is so cute and those red stitches really brighten it up. Such a happy design. Yeah, this is definitely a happy design. Let's see, what's the easiest way? Down to up for this. I know, he's happy. Oh, I think that's why we were talking about George and Martha. I want to put him on like make a tote bag out of it. I think would be really cute. And when I think of a tote bag, I think of going to the library when I was little and getting all the George and Martha books. I think that's what brought up... Oh, shoot. Ah, boo. That's what brought up George and Martha yesterday. I somehow lost a piece of thread in this. Weird. Did I get a little knot on the back or something? No. Alright, I'm gonna just snip this. Get these all even again, and then rethread and try that again. I lost one of the threads, so I was only actually stitching with 2 threads instead of all 3. That was weird. Ugh, yeah, down to up. Oh, Christine says I paint different doodles on each nail with acrylic paint. Oh, that's interesting that you can use with canvases and put top coats on them. Oh, interesting. They last me a good 2 weeks. So like actual like acrylic paint? I suppose acrylic's acrylic maybe. Huh. That's fascinating. Yeah, I'm new to acrylic and all that sort of stuff as far as nails go. So we'll see. I think that gel, or not the gel, the powder I think is technically acrylic. Oh, Christine says the scissors cuts thread like butter. Yeah, I love these scissors for embroidery. I think they're awesome. They're like all different colors too. So we have, they're up on the site. There are penguin and fish scissors. Oh, Sharon says I still didn't know how to do the running stitch, but after watching it tonight, I might have it. Thanks, Alyssa. Oh, that's awesome. So yeah, so I'm doing the running stitch using that sewing method. I mean, you could just go up and down on each stitch. Like you could just come up on one, go down on the next, come up on the next after that. But I think this is like the like, you know, I would say maybe the more traditional way to do it. Like you could just like come up here and go down on the next one. This is the stabbing method. Come up on the next one. But that in and out motion is definitely, I think, a little characteristic of the running stitch. So I'm going to continue that. That was just kind of fun. So I'm going to go in and out in the same motion just to get to the next stitch. And like I said, I always have to rotate. There. Actually, I'm going back to where I was. I always have to go like right to left or down to up. I can kind of do it to just like whatever is comfortable for going in and out. But it is very much helpful to put or to like have the fabric a little looser in your hoop when you do it. Because then, you know, if I'm coming up here, there's enough flex in the fabric that I can actually get my needle to angle in the right direction. So that might make a big difference if you're struggling with like the running stitch or the sewing method in general. That in and out motion is easier with looser fabric in the hoop. Oh, T-Bird is asking, is there any other part of the design a chain stitch like the sun? Yes. So the little dome on this alien is going to be the chain stitch as well. So we'll be doing that probably tomorrow. Yeah, we could do this guy tomorrow. But otherwise, I do save all these videos on YouTube, and that'll be up like immediately when we're done here. So you can check out Penguin and Fish on YouTube, and I have a link over on my page and stuff too. But yeah, and also I have a free kind of how-to vids on how to do stitches. We did this a little bit different. We did a reverse chain stitch, which is a different way of doing a chain stitch. But, you know, a normal chain stitch works as well. But yeah, if you go to our website, Penguin and Fish, and just in the search bar, type in like chain stitch, our blog post on the chain stitch should pop up as well. And there's a little video on how to do it there. But yep, we'll be doing that tomorrow, or probably tomorrow. I was thinking tomorrow or later this week, but I think we'll probably work on him tomorrow. Might as well just continue with the chain stitch. All right, I think tonight, though, we'll go until I'm done with this thread, which, unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to win thread chicken this time. I think I might get the rest of these, but I'm not going to get this last little section, which sucks. Just barely getting it all. So, didn't get it all this time. Ah, well. Yeah, I'm going to get this one little bit yet. Oh, I don't need to go back. There we go. Yep, this will be it. So I'll weave in the ends here, and we'll call it a night, I think. Oops, I went to the back right away there. That was more difficult to do, I thought. But, oh well. There we are. Gosh, I could probably get one more in, but not very well, I don't think. So I'm going to just kind of jump down to this sun ray here. And let's weave in these ends here. There's a lot of backs of stitches to weave in here compared to the red. So we're getting there. Oh, Sharon, I agree. So Sharon says, I had a terrible time with the chain stitch, but the reverse chain stitch is much easier for sure. At least for me it was. Yes, agreed, for sure. It gets rid of the whole like floppiness of the loop and all that. So maybe we'll do the reverse chain stitch for the alien dome thing as well. All right. All right, I think that's where we'll stop it tonight. I know it's crazy just stopping on a little bit there, but it'll be nice to just start with a fresh thread. We'll actually probably use up that red right away too, so I think we'll do the red here, and then, I don't know, this little circle is red. Ugh. All the rest of our red is going to have to be like starting and stopping with it. So we got, this is red, these little outlines of the big parts of these little fire flames are red, and then the big part of this flame is red too. So since we have to start a whole fresh piece of red, maybe we'll just try and use that up, and then we'll jump and do the chain stitches for his little space dome there. But I think that's pretty good progress there. Oh, Diane is asking, do I draw all your pictures? I do. So everything at Penguin and Fish here is all my artwork. We might expand, like start getting some other artists at some point, but for now it's all my artwork. So yes. All right. So thank you guys again. Oh, our I'm gonna switch back to here. My camera is super duper wonky tonight, and I forgot about that. So you can say hi. Here's my TikTok right there. And so I think we'll just end it there again tonight. So thank you guys all for joining me. Just a reminder, I will only be on TikTok and YouTube tomorrow through Friday. Because tomorrow through Friday I will be at my parents' house, so it'll just be YouTube and TikTok, but then on Monday I will be back here, so just a reminder on that. So, all right, you guys, I will see you tomorrow. Have a lovely rest of your Tuesday. Good night.